Alright, Seneca, Natural Questions, Book 5, 14.1. I will repeat, nunc now, what dixeram, what I said in the first section. The Loeb says, chapter 4. This here is a prepositional phrase, goes about that far. The winds, this is accusative speech from the dixeram. Winds are produced from caves or from a cave in recesses interior inside of the earth. Something female, not total, not the whole earth is funded or made from solid context or weaving together or substance. As far as imum, as far as it goes to the bottom. Okay, but in many parts, cavities and blind laterbresses. A laterbres is literally a hiding place, but it's this is quoting Ovid according to the Loeb. These caves are dispensed in blind dens or hiding places or something you might want to say. I don't really know what these brackets are about. Probably means the manuscripts are different. Eliubi and Eliubi, these are correlatives. So it says, in some places there abounds water, in other places it has an inanity, an emptiness without moisture. 14.2 there, I guess in these caves, even if no light, Monstratz points out the discrimin, which can be used for crises or differences. So here there's no crisis, so it must be in the difference of the air. So there's no light, so you can see these differences there. I will say, Tarman, nevertheless, clouds and nebulas consist in this obscurity, in this darkness. So you might want to say exist or something instead of consist. Nam, 4, ne quidem, not even these things above the earth which are seen sunt are. So not only these things which are seen exist, but because they sunt, they are seen. Illic over there, it's an adverb. Quoque also. So there also, nihil minus nonetheless, lots of adverbs there. Because of this, they are fluminous, rivers. So rivers are nonetheless because of this. Even those that are not seen, they exist. So he's pointing out that clouds and nebulas exist, even though you can't see them, just as underground rivers they exist even though you don't see them. Non-videntor. Okay, Daily Dictionary early on. Fundo, which we saw, to establish, to found, to begin, I suppose, lay the bottom of. That was from the first paragraph. Okay, illic again. So there, you can know, licit usually means it's allowable or maybe, that, I guess, rivers sub labe, they slip along equal to our rivers, the ones above ground, I'm guessing. Alia correlatives, some are lenita ducted, some are some glide along slowly, others sounding out in their precipitation, where means precipitous means headlong or rushing along, over confragosis locuses, over broken ground or bumpy ground or something. Quid ergo, so what then? Wouldn't you give equally to this, that to be or to exist, that some lakes also are underground and certain waters stagnate without an exit, so there's water, there's no way to get out, so it pulls up and stagnates. 14.3, which, if thus it is necessary, this is necessary, that the air to be burdened up, and when it's burdened with the moisture from all these stagnant lakes, I guess, it encumbers, it broods or builds up, and it concites or stares up by its own propulsion, its own forces, a wind. So all this wet air makes wind. And from these, ergo then, from, I guess that's ablative, from subterranean clouds, we know to be nutritioned or growing flatus, blasts of wind amongst all this obscure and darkness. And while tantum, actually quantos in there, ablative, they're different. So while it takes such partitive genitive, while it takes such strength, it's taking the strength to itself, blah, blah, blah. How much either will it be carried away? This means something blocking up. Obstantium is usually, anything with ob usually means blocking. So anything blocking up the ground, it's got such a strength now that it can, the wind can get out, and or through something open, it can occupant a ita. It can take a bit of a pathway, flating, like flatus is a blast of wind, and also a flame and priest and other things. But flatus would be past passive here, so it goes out through these openings once it's got rid of the blockages, and through this cavern, it's efferented, it's bared out into our locations, our seats, where we live. 14.4 Vero, but this is manifest, something's manifest. There's to be a great under the earth vim, a great force of sulfur, which nourishes, and of other things which are nourishing, not less fire. Through these locations or places, when it's querent, it's seeking for itself an exit, the spirit or this wind torsets, it twists, it accendits a flame, it lights a flame necessarily by its friction. Then with the flammus fusus, with the flame spread out rather latius, rather widely, even if something there is of inert air or ignavus or slow or sluggish air, we've got an infinitive to be moved, this extenuated or thin air moves, and it seeks to move and make a way with a fremetu vaste, with a vast noise, and with impetu, which is a force. So we've got all sorts of things going on. There's fogs, mist underground, the air gets wet, it builds up force, makes wind, it bursts out, and it's making a flame apparently from its friction. Set hake. But these things rather diligently I will follow up when I am inquiring concerning motions of the earth, earthquakes. 15.1. Now permit me to narrate a fabula, a story. Some Greek guy, Asclepiotus, he's the author of it. A lot of people, Quam Plurimus, a lot of people were Demissus, sent down by Philip, he's probably the king, into a metallum. It's a mine where they get metals. It's old, and long ago it was destitute or deserted, so that they could explore what ubitasses were in it, what kind of riches, what was its status, or if something old avarice had left for the future. These old people had left for the future. They are said to have descended with much light, and for many days this light would endure the future. Then, by the long road, they were fatigued. They saw huge rivers and a conceptus vastos of inert water, great pool or lake or something, pares equal to our own, but indeed they were not compressed, so these vast waters not compressed, with the ground above, so it looks like there's space because the water wasn't up to the roof, but with liberal laxity, so there's a lot of free looseness going on there between the water and then a space and then the roof, I guess. Not without horror did they visos this, did they see this. 15.2. With great voluptate, great pleasure I read this, for I understood that our age is not with new vices, but already then things handed down from ancient times which they laboured over. Nor is our age the first avarice, first to be avarice. Veins of the ground and of stone, in the fissures and cracks of the ground, they search for things badly hidden in the darknesses. Eli, these our ancestors, who we celebrate with lauds or praise, to whom we complain that we are dissimilar, they were led by hope. They cut down mountains, and over all the lucra, that was spread out in the ruins or rubble.